reps from the regional season here.
Absolutely do. And if we do want to discuss that NRG game, there's a lot to take away from that in at least the form conversation. For now, we'll focus on what's in front of us with PRX starting out on the attacking side. Of course, that then means Fnatic going to be having to hold back on these sites. And you're right, they do have a great deal of reps. And again, some specialists here too, taking some of the very few wins against certain teams who made this very much a home in EMEA. For now, though, PRX looking like they want to end towards C, testing a little towards B, but the end goal looks like that C site. But there are already 2 players here. And Forsaken has to be cautious on the way in. Leo waiting patiently, as is supposed to. Contact's made.
Does actually slip away here, but tagged down to 6 HP. Leo's going to give up a lot of space as well. CGRS to retrieve potentially both bits of utility there. Hesitant on the second, but Fnatic, I was going to say, might get a shot at a kill here, but Chronicle not able to pin one down.
No, felt so close to it, but it looks like PRX actually want to swing CT. Not necessarily a bad idea. That pain shell going to send them scattering. Does a lot of chip damage. But where's that next layer of pressure? Fnatic not quite working in perfect unison yet. It's going to give opportunities to PRX. Still hold this down. You're still seeing 2 standing. That one's going to hurt, though. Durka posts it to the pocket. Oh, that's not a bad shot. Back to a 1v1. Durka. Oh, there he is. Welcome to the stage, Durka. Lovely start for him.
The first stage was beautiful, but then picks up 2 kills off camera to find the reset there. And so much chip damage done with the first that actually the follow-up paint shell does secure a kill. It looks a little dicey there because PRX are able to take so much space, and like I said, CGRS actually sets in motion this push into spawn. Forcefully Divide just can't find.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 30 HP on the right click potentially to close that one out.
Yeah, Dirk is now over halfway to that showstopper 2. 4 kills in round 1. That's how you do it. Straight on the rifle. Bulldogs coming out as well.
Yeah, interesting to not see Fnatic also opt for that typical Marshall buy and spread the funds a little bit.
It did seem to become common practice when we saw them throughout that regular season. But now they're going to note the orb has disappeared over towards B. But it's just going to be PRX taking that tour. Do what they can with this.
I'm curious as well, we've seen 2 new setups so far in the first 2 rounds. Again, haven't seen that pistol round setup from Fnatic previously. And here, Chronicle's actually committed towards the C site with Alpha. I don't know if this is just because this is a very, very heavily invested round 2. Maybe a different setup shown here by Fnatic. Conceded a lot of space outside A as well. You can see the spam coming through from Durka and Leo, but no real damage. Forsaken down to 66 HP.
That's a nice bit of info, though, for Durka there. The jump spot should reveal potentially 1 or 2 players. Not sure if it was the same player he saw, but that's enough to indicate that this is maybe worth pulling the additional player over. Yeah, Leo now going to start feeling that scrutiny. Sight under contest. Yeah, Leo comfy on this. No one able to really close that gap here. PRX desperate for an opportunity. Durka's farming. He's got a showstopper already. Yeah, beautiful from Fnatic. This is pretty much largely in control, not falling to any of what PRX would have wanted, and a Prime Gaming flawless there in the second round.
I'm curious, actually, if on the buy round now, Chronicle is going to drift back towards that A-site anchor that was demonstrating very comfortably throughout the season. But already here, seeing some changes in the setups from Fnatic.
But I quite like that, because we were starting to, not necessarily question, but we were noting that, again, when you're the team coming in with a big target on your back, you have to adapt. Yes, we obviously watched that Liquid game that gave us a lot of worries. There were moments throughout the regular season where there were gaps in Fnatic's approach, but obviously we're just being very critical of one of the best teams there. We have to be, right? It's you got to look at it bigger picture. So nice to see during that downtime between regular play and here in Tokyo, they've definitely come up with some new bits and pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Even seeing changes here in a 9-1 record this year on this map. That's what we know Fnatic for. Another setup variation here once again as well. Alpha, a little bit of utility here to help Leo and Closter on this hold, but same, CGRS actually can't find the first. Jing will find it with a paint shell, though.
Yeah, so much invested just to clear Boaster. Alpha's here as well. Leo's towards CT, so I think Alpha's going to dip away from this, give up the space, maybe allow them to get that plant here. Actually, get the spike and back away.
Jing actually swiped the spike there.
Very nice.
Maybe to peel away from this. We'll leave Mindfreak posted up, but Forsaken has found so much space on the other side of the map.
I wonder how diligent Fnatic can re-clear this area. Obviously, there's a problem, right? Forsaken's position, is brutal. Mindfreak still going to try and sell that they've got that end goal on C, which does draw a player back, but Leo's got his eyes set elsewhere.
Go towards B.
30 seconds
They haven't
left.
gone entry yet, though. There's still utility in the way. Forsaken does very well to find Leo, but this is still a non-starter. Dirk is going to take down Forsaken, and they still haven't made it in towards that B site. Alpha's got this on lockdown. They haven't made it through at all, so they look back towards C. And now they're down to 15 seconds. They've got to make this one stick. Chronicle's gotten close, but the flash will force him away. 10 seconds now. If they deny the plant, that's where it could get problematic. They haven't. So with 5 seconds, wait. Okay, denied, hold on.
He's got it.
Has he got that down in time? I think he's just about, yes he has. Durka though! He's got him right back. Beautiful work from Durka. Divine out on V2. Alpha's position will be considered. Flash in 1 second. What can he do with this? Not an easy situation. Spots it, loses it. Alpha's got it. And Fnatic trying to mirror them. Match for match here. That late round attempt towards B, Mike, it had nothing behind it.
Yeah, so well handled. The fact that PRX actually don't capitalize on all that space that Forsaken's taken and try and find the timing, a window of opportunity towards A site, very, very strange. Because he's here for so long. Again, they know that Alpha potentially started towards C, and again, you've got to argue that the assumption's there that his utility is still set up towards B site. And Forsaken's way ahead of that.
Yep.
He's gone all the way through A. I don't know if the question mark is there that potentially there's another player unnoted from Fnatic towards 3, or maybe towards drop or something, but very strange.
Have to just quickly note we're in round 3. And I'm pretty sure Durka is 10-0. That's the start, though. Jing flies in, takes away Chronicle. So that does open up an avenue towards C if they want to lean into it early. But there's space being taken elsewhere. Instantaneous answer back from Durka, taking the space away from Forsaken. And look towards B. 3-play stack. Fnatic still controlling so much space in this map, even after conceding the C site.
Yeah, they counter that first blood by finding 2 elsewhere on the map. Devi very disconnected from this right now. Plants coming through. Jing, gotta be careful. He's caught on the way back through. CGRS is going to be under a ton of pressure here, Lauren.
Yeah, but he has to be good for almost 2 in this to even make it doable for Devi.
Does the flash come through from Devi here?
He's got 2, he might as well give him something. There's 1, tries to swing on it. Doesn't get what he wants, just the tag, that's not enough, he needed more! And Devi's fallen. CGRS can only do so much. Overwhelmed in the end. Let's take stock, Mike. We're at 4-0. I mean, Fnatic are looking very good here. Give me your thoughts on what we're seeing thus far.
I mean, this is a beautiful example of where actually you do get an advantage versus Fnatic, and immediately they aggress on the other side of the map. They look for the weaker side of this potentially default, or at least the setup here early on. After that, things just spiral out of control for PRX. Like I said, Devi's
-50. Nice.
lost so far away from this. I'm not surprised to see a PRX timeout so early on, because there's very, very few tangibles for them to take away from these rounds.
And
like I said, they've got to be kicking themselves about the Forsaken lurk round. That's one that it took so long for them to make a decision.
And I feel against a lesser team, you might have gotten away with maybe not capitalizing on that bigger chance you had. You might have still found a bit more timing, punished a little bit more with Forsaken getting there, but Fnatic were matching them throughout this so far. I love the fact that kind of almost denoting it in that previous round with, as I said, as soon as they get that first pick, well, Dirk is already working on the other side of the map. There's very few clean advantages you get against Fnatic. Hyper-proactive to answer it.
This is the thing, it's very rare you get those sorts of rounds, those opportunities versus Fnatic. In my eyes, the 3 best anchors we have in the game in the form of Chronicle, Alpha, and Leo. So the fact that that's one that slips through their fingers, again, makes me feel like maybe PRX are actually not coming into this as confident as they were in a familiar opponent in the form of DRX.
Yeah, this kind of echoes back to the start of how we were discussing this matchup of...
Maybe that's the IGL factor as well.
Absolutely could
Whoever's calling what in these games.
Absolutely could be. Now, they're going to have to try and fashion a purchase, a half buy coming in, so Stinger's coming out, Sheriff, and 1 Vandal for Jing. That's about it. Nice little start he had over towards, I think it was Chronicle he caught on C, but it didn't really amount to much beyond it. Now we're going to see the 3-play stack from Fnatic over on A, and obviously the entirety of PRX here too. Jing trying to do some of that early work he's been quite good for, and actually the flash is fantastic. Makes something of it, he desperately tries to. But it's Leo to trade out, and all of that potential starting to dwindle a bit. But look at the damage done. Chronicle down to 1 HP, Leo is tagged up, and maybe a rifle can be recovered. It's a little deep, but they could probably get hold of that. Maybe get 2 into their hands here. There's something to be had in this.
Chronicle's actually burnt up the second snakebite as well, so luckily enough, able to get back up on the road, but Fnatic, gotta be cautious on the reapproach here. Will concede the plant, actually Leo's gonna fall.
Yeah, this is lovely work from PRX. Yes, the flank's on the way. Alpha, hold on. Why have you given him a chance? He was the monster on their initial debut. Durka's somewhat taken the role here, but...
He's heard Mind Freak reload, potentially.
How close can both to get? Yeah, that's a freebie. And now down on one. Divide, it's all on you. One flash to hand and the spam starts. Alpha spots him. For the time, it doesn't even matter. Fnatic taking back the site. PRX had a good start. Again, they find that first pick, but then exploring beyond that, they're being given nothing.
They actually get past the trap play here from Fnatic. I say trap play. They're ready and in position to dump util behind rubble.
Yeah.
Set a beautiful flash. Sets Jing in motion, but I feel like he's got to be good for two in that. It's a situation where unless he gets two cleanly, and Fnatic can't reset after that initial exchange,
Nice.
it almost amounts
Good
to
job.
nothing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing operators out for Durka. On the other side, Odin, I guess, was forsaken. A lot of ults to work with.
Sorry, Fnatic are switching up once again on the defense.
Is this maybe the operator in play? Is it? They've got some amounts to work with, or maybe just a read so far. This is an all in piece towards A so far, it looks like, for PRX. Just maybe for the spam to try and deny that jump spot on the corner. Saw it being cleared through here. GRS going through the protocol list, but Fnatic seem well enough prepared to slip back from this. You're going to have Leo and Chronicle being the two to face what's on the other side. And there's not much beyond just this standard progress towards A here.
Once again, Fnatic conceding a lot of space, don't want to give up anything towards this ultimate from CGRS. PRX will find themselves on site. Wingman will find the plant as well, and actually an aggressive showstopper here from Jing.
So many ults, Mike. They are investing everything to this. Fnatic already sitting pretty deep. There's nothing there. They've completely evaded all of this. Plant finally going to go down, but now the counter utility from Fnatic will be pretty solid. They've got the ult here from Leo, and if they're playing actively on site, they're going to get noted by this. Now, did Jing get pinged on this one? Might get away with a little bit of something here. He's a little bit further ahead than maybe they expected. Still going to go through all of the kit here for Leo. Perfect synergy, allowing Durka to swing. Forsaken denies the follow-up, though. That's fantastic. And now down to a 4v3. Forsaken divide. CGRS. Can they hold this one back? Not like that. Alpha keeping very competitive in this. And Fnatic's retakes are looking gorgeous.
The PRX is just desperate to find a peek from somebody from Fnatic, looking to get this retake started, but can't find anything. This is even with the showstopper being completely denied from Durka. And in that exchange, there's still 3 members of Fnatic standing.
One down.
I didn't even catch actually what denies the initial plant from the wingman. Beautifully executed by Fnatic.
This is a masterclass.
Yeah?
This is very impressive to watch, really, for PRX. Again, yeah, they're getting a couple of plants down. They're doing
5
everything
diffuses
right, yeah.
on the timeline.
It must be incredibly frustrating, right? You think of it in that regard. You're doing what you're meant to be doing, and it's just not really working out. You can't hold on those retakes. And once again, with no challenge across the map, this is standard now, it looks like, for PRX, trying to head back through. Spam. Not finding as much as he'd want here. Maybe a little bit of chip towards Forsaken, and that's about it. A little bit more.
Forsaken down to 89, not too much damage done, but PRX feel as if they will have success towards A once again. This time around, Alpha has the lockdown. No other ultimates available, but minimal utility invested so far from Fnatic. Seems to be the game plan, and it's working so far. We have the Odin here, so got to be careful with the wallbang onto this ultimate. Yeah, it gets picked out here.
Nothing stopping it so far.
Nothing dealt with.
Nope. Yeah, it's still going to tick on through, so they have to fall away from this. Mind Freak was waiting for Alpha, though. Sends the paranoia, not going to find much, but time ticking now. Fnatic need to get a move on. Can they clear these lines? No, not like that. CGRS going to find Durka, put him down. Jing next to one, looking vulnerable here. Now they're starting to clear out the side, but they got to get on the defuse. Time is running low, but can Forsaken and CGRS do anything to deny it? Flies in! Fantastic work. Back on the defuse, though. Boaster holds it down. Barely getting it.
PRX do everything they can to buy some time here. But still, Fnatic get the half defuse, and even with some heroics coming through from CGRS to barrel towards the spike, Like I said, this is just a game of utility. Fnatic burn nothing, concede all this space, happy to give the plants up because the lockdown's there, and they have so many tools to retake once again.
Without sounding like a pessimist, unless I don't know if they can overhaul enough here for PRX to really change much of this outcome. Maybe they can get a couple of rounds off an individual, right? Maybe Jing activates a little bit. Maybe you get, you know, a round here or there.
Yeah, but he needs to go nuclear.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then best the likes of Durka, who's having a big game. Alpha's done activate too. It's such a hard team to look at and go, okay, well, this is where your win condition is against Fnatic. They're very well rounded as a collective. Looks like PRX trying to test another option towards B here. Haven't seen them fully start with this intent, so we'll see how that goes for them. Sending out a bit of kit there. That should be Leo confirming that they are indeed on the site. And maybe going to get themselves a plant.
Tough to hold on to, though. Another situation where there's quite a lot of utility to come back through. Durka on the operator, though. Maybe going to slow things down. Actually, PRX getting a little bit aggressive here. Got to be careful. Alpha's found the first. He gets the second as well.
Yeah, the Wonder Kid looking real good today. Fantastic tournament from him so far. The last two as well, Divide and Forsaken only with Sheriffs. This is the best attempt so far, but it looks like fate will repeat itself. History repeating itself. The defuse is going to be happening, and PRX can do nothing to deny. Fnatic are going to make it to 8. This has been very clear-cut.
Every single round, and we know where PRX's strengths lie. It's in creating that chaos in some of these site executes. There isn't a single member of Fnatic committing to an opening engagement. They back up, they mitigate all this risk. They don't want to get involved in the scrap on site.
Perfect read.
It's a beautiful adjustment. They know that that wave of utility and, like I said, chaos is going to descend upon the site, and Fnatic aren't even there.
Oh, that sounds super deep.
Yeah.
They've read this very well every time. And then also keep in mind they've got that nice amount of utility still in the pocket because they haven't been challenged super early. They haven't been brawling out early round, but they can still play these retakes so well. There's this overhaul that PRX would need here. I'm a bit worried is out of reach for them. So at this point, it's just, okay, well, what can we make of this half? We're down massively, 8 rounds against you. I'm a bit worried that this is going to fall flat. They have a couple of ults to work with, but again, it doesn't even feel close, Mike.
Yeah, I'm very worried because it's 8-0, sure, but we're in a situation where we're talking about we need to see PRX slow things down and play outside of their wheelhouse and actually look at some of these rounds a little differently.
Because the evolution of Fnatic has given them so much more depth, right? Like, I kind of like what the Devs did by highlighting those previous results that Fnatic had struggled against certain, like, Pacific teams. So, you know, previous to now, you look at the upgrades they got, you know, the likes of Leo coming in, Chronicle, that changing it. There's like, and here's our depth. Now we don't have to worry about this.
That's what this super roster was put in place to address, is to fix some of those results where consistency was lacking, sustainability, all these other discussions we've had about Fnatic in the past. Some ultimates available here for PRX, but again, these rounds haven't really come down to them.
We go.
A bit of a switch up here. Alpha might get caught. Durk is there to find it, though. Jing removed.
Yeah, and Alpha is sticking around on this. Now the ult's coming his way. He's going to have to handle that, but he's still tucked in the corner. Spots out another pixel and gets away. Paranoia does land, but he's got to safety.
Look at that investment, though. All of that.
Just
to find mound control. And they concede the first blood. So what does the mid-round look like for PRX?
Well, with Mind Freak going down, not great, I think is the outcome.
Smoke's gone.
Yeah. And now how are you going to force Durka away from this as well?
Well, CGRS is actually tucked into a corner here, and he doesn't have any utility to cross back over.
Nope.
Oh, there you go.
And that's Spike. Spike down. You're playing perfectly into the hands of Durka here. And Boaster's all too aware. Look at this, look at this.
It's like they're in their comms.
Yeah, 100%.
They know exactly what's going to happen.
Nice attempt for Durka. He's not giving this one up. Yeah, great round from Durka, but honestly, it's everything else that's so impressive. As I said, even Boaster so deep in CT there, so aware that they try and get that player towards those backlines, play behind the wire at the start of it, when basically saving Alpha's life in that.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but there's not much else to really discuss about the rest of this map. I mean, if PRX can come back and find 3 here, it doesn't feel likely, but that would potentially change the conversation ever so slightly.
Here. Yeah. He's in the right place. He's on 17-4. I'm terrified for PRX, because Durka in good form is already terrifying. Durka in great form is almost unbeatable. So we're going to see if he continues this level of performance. Obviously, Alpha in that first series against NRG was impeccable.
Godlike.
Yeah, it was kind of the rollback to like, okay, this is the kid that everyone was terrified about. But PRX, we're looking to see, can they find something here? Boaster could be actually very vulnerable, yes. Lovely timing coming out from Divide to break that wall. Leaving Boaster in no man's land. And first, really, the... Oh, that doesn't seem fair! It doesn't seem fair!
Spike planted.
The accidental headshot coming through for Chronicle. Bring
here
it to
he
a
comes.
4v4. Another shot of the retake here.
Wonder Kid himself has to get past CGRS. Does so. Easy work for him, making it look so comfortable. And look at this
Look at the
synergy.
utility.
It's perfect. Absolutely pixel perfect play. Fnatic. Oh, if anything, I've got to say, Mike, this is statement worthy, right? This is when all the other teams go, bloody hell. Well, Loud didn't look so great. Okay, coming into one of the better teams. NRG already lost them. You're talking about all the heavy hitters. Fnatic so far looking above them.
I mean, this is ridiculous. You don't need to give Chronicle those sorts of kills as well, but even here, Jing, the reveal comes through, the boombots zipping towards him, and the swings come through at exactly the same time.
Nice.
This is so well drilled by Fnatic. And like I said, the perfect adjustment.
It's
Completely nerfing PRX's win condition.
Yeah.
Not even giving it to them.
Oh, not even close. They're calming the chaos, right? There's no opportunities here for them. Absolutely outplaying them, categorically. And proactive on the other side of the map. The deep prowl is going to come out. It's going to reveal, well, there's no one here. So you can either push up Durka, leave him there if you fancy. Don't even have to really do much behind that because they can't back away now. Cornered into the map. Hello and goodbye, Forsaken, dead in the blink of an eye. Most, yeah, got to get out of there a little bit.
Hands out here.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, well. Yeah. You've walked into the blender.
This feels, this doesn't feel like an upper game. This really doesn't.
No. For the watershed, too.
It's just, I mean, somewhere in the world it's late, I'm sure. Right. Well, they've got
A showstopper.
Yep, but they're on the site. They've got the I mean, they've done that before. They've gotten the plant down. Yeah, it's going to be so much for this. The flash was quite nice, but it kind of denies on the same time. Durka's going to land. Here's Mind Freak, good for it. But again, the numbers simply succeeding in every way. Fnatic. I mean, yeah, this is quite hard to watch. No one above 5 kills for PRX.
This is just such a beautiful way to see Fnatic switch things up, honestly.
So Durka currently sat on 19 kills. I think the sum total of PRX is barely ahead of him.
Yeah. By 2 kills, I think.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's not a great stat if you're looking for a competitive game here. But if you're an enjoyer of someone absolutely diffing another team, now this is quite enjoyable. Going to juggle away that operator, get that rifle back into safety as well, make sure that's not vulnerable. Leo, though, might get a little test here. Looks like they might try and explore that option on Boaster, but he's not going to fall for it twice. It's way deeper now.
Door will swing. Nobody comes through on the other side here, but Leo and Durka both tucked into tree right now. Forsaken disconnected, Mind Freak set up outside B as well. Look at how much space Alpha is commanding here. The turret dealt with will pull Boaster a little bit further back, and Chronicle also in spawn.
Double ops. We did note that Durka did have a rifle on the ground as well, so it's not like... if
He was juggling, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they've got everything they need if he does get pressured in a way that he doesn't feel comfortable with, or maybe a retake on B, for example, which is looking like the most likely option. Now, Jing gets away with not being checked on. That gives him a little bit of room to work. First pick is found there towards Durka, but then Fnatic are so prepared for what PRX wants. And in a flood, in a blink of an eye, they're all gone. Yes, they've got the spike down, but both players now tucked into the corner. How are you meant to deal with this? Diffuse already going to be started. Nothing to stop him so far. They've got to go walkabouts. Leo's going to find it, as is Alpha. Well, well, well.
Blink and you miss it. 12-0.
This game might be over before it even begun. 12-0. We do not see that often at this level.
No, you really don't. This is... Again, you talk about form versus NRG, but this year is really a testament to the preparation and Fnatic's ability to completely mitigate anything PRX can bring to this on Lotus.
don't think there's much more to be said about this one. This has been very one-sided. PRX need to wake up and they need to do it soon.
Zip it up. Real talk. Real talk. Wrap it up. This, I mean, that was clinical. That was disgusting. That was physically uncomfortable. I'm not even being ridiculous. Like, I'm not trying to overdo it here, but the game started off. We'll just go ahead and roll this real fast. Let's just jump right into it. Durka, going to talk about it. Why? Because he started off the first 3 rounds with 10 kills, Clinton, already out of the gate. Obviously, 4 of them came off of an incredible pistol, but then from there, it just felt like the beating continued.
The beatings will continue until morale improves. This is just absolutely insane the way that he's performing. We highlighted it, that we said, you know, this could potentially be a key player for this matchup because of the way that PRX's style is, this go fast style that they like to play. They like to play for trades, and he was good for it every single time.
So scary. Yeah. This is like really realistically, and look, the EG Team Liquid game, obviously EG had a really banging half. They looked really good, but not like this. This is just on another level.
This is on another level, but so too is PRX. That level is just a hell of a lot lower than we're used to seeing. Because, well, Durka, yeah, 417 ACS, a 19 kills. Look, he's doing incredibly well. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, we are not seeing PRX even hitting shots that they normally hit. They're getting out-read across the board, but they're also not expecting people from flanks that are very common.
There's no nuance.
A complete misread on this game. They are not hitting the shots with the crispness that we usually see. Something is out of sorts. I don't know, not intended, but like, I don't know if it has to do with the map. I don't know, but something needs to change.
Yeah, you know what? I think we'll just go ahead and take it from there. Pansy, Hypoc, I guess we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like this one might be over soon.
Yeah, as we get back into bind.
Well, look,
very shortly.
No. Have I told you the story of the 12?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was the comeback. I might be lying. I can't even tell you that story. I can't do it. When Dirk is playing like this, I can't do it. Right? It's just like, well,
Have we ever had a 13-0 on the international stage?
I don't think we've cast it. I don't know if we've had one. I'm sure GB or Space or any of the others who are, you know.
I don't think we have. Not
I feel
on the
like we
international
haven't.
stage.
Especially not at this point in the tournament, I feel. Like, especially
This is
not past
upper
playoffs.
semis.
Exactly.
by the
That's
way.
ridiculous. Like, the difference here. Anyway, we'll focus up for this one because this might be a very short half. So, away we go towards B. The one man standing in their way with CGRS. Nice little trade work. And take down Chronicle, but will lose out to Durka. Sight now looking ready to go. Anyone going to get a little curious? Boombot sent, but doesn't make much odds here. Durka's away. And look at this picture. Got a little crossfire. Actually, they deal with Alpha. That's huge. That opens up an avenue. Oh, Leo's closed it. That's much better from Jing. Going to feel the void, and now it's all on Boaster. Is it going to be 13-0?
The clutch man himself.
Look at the HP, super low. Mind Freak down to 3, Jing down to 23. Oh! Well, the dream is dead, Michael. The comeback is on.
It all starts with a pistol.
There it is. Here we go.
And 26 HP.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
See? You're stopping.
Here we go.
How
Told
far
you.
down the rabbit hole?
We're all mad around here, mate. I'm down for it. You know what? The worst thing is I do remember casting a game, different game altogether, and it was MR15, and it was the the furthest it could get, 15-0, right? Sort of look, and I said, there's no way. It happened. So I've also cursed other games, but I don't think my curse is this strong.
4 appearances on Lotus,
Yeah.
70% defensive win rate.
Big.
I think maybe it's 68, but I gave him the extra 2%.
Yeah, you rounded up. I like that.
Because of the pistol here.
Oh, see, there it is. First step, take down Durka. Big un. Lovely. Now let's see if they can keep it clean. Flash to follow, Boaster. A little bit of a challenge. They're going to push on this one. Okay, he should be dead. How is he alive? There we go. Spike now down. It's all looking rosy. Until Leo does connect one, but a quick trade for Jing, and we're all good here. That spike should never fall back into hand. PRX, look, 4 standing. Chronicle can't take them all down. They are low HP-ish, apart from one.
Well, 3 of them are 1 hit to a Sheriff, by the way.
Yeah, but Forsaken's still alive, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And look, there we go. He hasn't got a leg to stand on now. Nothing. See, look at this angle. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. There's a second.
Yep. Clawing their way back into this.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, I'm seeing rifles for Fnatic. It's fine. It's fine. They've got a good bonus here.
Well, at least, I mean, the positive is that PRX actually being decisive here in the early rounds there. Again, I'm not saying it's likely.
Right.
But this is a difference between what we saw in the first round.
What, them winning 2 rounds?
Yeah. It absolutely is.
I like that.
Confidence is back.
Confidence is in the building. All right.
Jing's on double digits.
I mean, he's flying. All right. Space taken. They don't want any of it.
Heading towards the site where it's only Forsaken.
It's okay. It's okay. Here we go. Site takes on. Clear. Okay, clearing all that util. Forsaken's in a lot of trouble. He needs to back away. Yeah, okay. Site is Fnatic's. Actually, they want to try and take this back early. PRX are going to try and play into this, but Chronic's going to be waiting, and as this Durka, Trade's going to come out, Divide does well. Now we look at the follow-ups. The damage is being done. This is great. Jing's there. And now it's all Alpha, 1v3. Wonder Kid himself. What can he do? There's a flash. Doesn't get away from it. PRX, that's 3.
Reset the economy up. Boaster at 900, a couple of others around 300, so might see some light investment here. Sheriffs maybe. Showstopper burnt up, but no other ultimates available for PRX right now.
1 enemy remaining.
Okay, we have the stats man coming in hot. We're looking for 13 zeros here. Oh, that was almost our 3rd international 13-0. The
Wait,
other 2 were by Gambit when they had Chronicle.
Oh, well.
Well, thank you very much, Space. That's our stats man coming in hot with that one. For now, though, you can see the buy coming out. Stingers, bits and pieces. But every round is incredibly dangerous for PRX in a very real way. 1 rifle recovered. Oh, that paint shell very fortunately placed for Jing there. Actually going to catch Alpha before he had any chance to close that gap, but the plant is in. So pressure now comes back on. Working their way in. PRX doing very well here. Durka, the only one to deal some damage. That's a rifle found. And he does take 1 more down with him. But the defuse is there. We're up to 4.
Trying to come through, find the plant, though. Some weapons removed, but the fun's just about there to protect a further purchase for PRX. 4th on the board. Showstopper available for Durka. Leo does have his Nightfall as well. Chronicle 1 off the pit, so Fnatic can get to a post plant here. Some opportunities to secure. Actually, both 2 away from the divide as well.
Okay. You know, getting there. Bated breath and all that. Jing's starting to activate. 17 kills for him now.
Looking to get aggressive on Mound once again. Fnatic not here to greet it, but how deep do PRX force the issue here?
And the quick response looks like it's from Durka anyway, and Fnatic taking that B site. Instantly to work. Chronicles isolated 1 very early on. Jing with a fantastic response. Claiming 2, cutting them off at the knees on the way in towards that B site. Fnatic left down to Leo and Boaster. That heal towards Jing. He's been a superstar for him so far. Boaster going to find 1, Jing on the trade. And now a 1v3. Boaster, this is a tall task for him. See if he can get that divide going, though. That'd be very nice for him if he can even get that coming through here. That spike is not where he'd like it. That's a horrible amount of players to work.
Look at the setup on X-Ray as well.
Even just the high-low from Mind Freak
I
and
mean,
Jing's enough, yeah.
so deep in the pit as well.
Yeah. Good luck. Not going to happen, Jing. All right, it's 5.
I think this time around with the light shield, they will be able to reforce back into this. And yeah, look at the ultimates.
They've almost got that snowball round, right?
Yeah. 3 away, basically, from having a full house.
Heroics from Jing here. Wow.
Yeah, wait, what?
That was 1 HP was left on there as well.
Well, I was just looking at the scoreboard. I thought you meant that. He's up to 21 and 14 already.
It's forced Fnatic into a timeout.
Easy.
Maybe considering that snowball round we're talking about.
Yeah, how they want
and
to
how to execute with so many tools. And Chronicle with 3600, he will be able to get the light shield and a rifle in hand. Full utility available already.
when do you call it? And see, this is the question that will always stop the comeback. Just sorry, those at home. When do you call it a comeback? 7? 8?
No, with a 12-0 half, like 9 or 10. 9 and 10. Yeah. There's seven chances for them to close out.
You're sounding like Sliggy. 7 more chances. Oh, it's down to 5, 3.
Nah, this is like, I'm worried when PRX are getting close to 10. Because basically, Fnatic, with this many rounds, with this deficit, Fnatic have another chance to build a second snowball to close this out. You give Fnatic 2 snowball rounds to close a map out. Don't say should. They will close out.
Oh, will.
Will.
Strong statement from you. Okay, so this is the round. It's done, right?
I said if you give them 2 snowball rounds.
Well, this would be the first, wouldn't it? So they'd win it here, right? Or is it just the attempt of
It's not a snowball. They haven't got all 5 ults, so... Unless Alpha.
Unless Alpha.
Unless Alpha.
12 to 5. Here we go. It could be the snowball round for sure. There's plenty of ults to be played with, and almost all of them high-impact ones as well.
Devi on the operator as well. I was going to say, he's got a deeper angle than Forsaken. Well, actually, so the Trailblazer out here. Boaster to deal with, so presence noted. Look at the switch up here at the B side hold from PRX. Fnatic felt a little bit of freedom towards that previously, and a couple of the openers. Mindfreak is fairly committed here. I'm curious of the range of his TP to retreat from this if Fnatic do actually swing out.
He's got 10 more seconds till his next smoke's back in hand, but Fnatic are actually shifting away from this. Going to invest the ult to try and maybe just clear, just try and find a little bit of that information. Fnatic are really keeping their cards close to their chest. Now, temptation for Alpha maybe to try and swing on that, but it's not going to be. Smoke going to go towards B, but you can see the goal here for Fnatic is that C side, or at least the look of it.
2 kill trips on the site, yeah. 2 kill trips on the site. Forsaken has the Odin, Devi has the operator.
So it's all about connector, it's all about that A-link. Divide's going to go up, and the 2 players from PRX need to try and do the damage from here. The paranoia is very good, but the cross going to happen regardless. Showstopper popped. Durka trying to close that gap. Held back 10 seconds now on the plant. You're going to have the Viper Spit as well, just to really add insult to injury. What are you meant to do with this one? Plant going to come in. CGRS is... Oh, huge one attempt! Doesn't get what he wants. Leo going to deny him. But the spike is in. Time's on their side now. It's going to get messy. Durka tries to play his life. Trade comes out. 3v3 now. Still on the site though. Chronicle surrounded. Looking a little bit worried here. Chip down to 47. Dips away. And you can see Jing trying to close that gap. Trying to get closer. Left down on 1 HP. Chronicle holds the ground. Good trade as well. Alpha keeping this very firmly in hand. And Mindfreak with so much to do. So many players to find. And so little time to do it.
Snakebite on it.
Yeah, that's time. Oh my word, he's desperate to try and make something of this. But he's running low on those seconds, those precious couple of seconds. The spray from Leo, he's got him dead. The snowball round was enough. Fnatic cross the line. PRX get held on 5.
Absolute masterclass here from Fnatic in the first half here. PRX making the best go of it in the second, but like I said, that deficit is so huge. I just want to come back to the adjustments here that Fnatic demonstrated. It's so frustrating for a team that rides so heavily on, you know, that front line point of contact and being able to create so much chaos and catch teams off guard. Fnatic just didn't entertain it.
No, they played that incredibly well. Very well situated coming into this matchup. Yeah, in the second half, got to give credit where it's due as well. Jing activated very well after being kind of hounded in that first half, having very little play.
Yeah, I think
second half did well. Ooh. I love a bit of EG.
Yeah, love a bit of EG highlights. There were some in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were so many examples where obviously PRX are able to garner side control, and you see how deep they actually have to dig to find an engagement, to find a kill, to convert that plant into something a little more